So welcome back. So let's begin our session today. Diabetics, part two. So last week you have identified some kind of diabetic charts. We have given the rules. Today I'm just focusing on the Nadi principles basically. So Nadi. So Nadi when type 1 in terms of Nadi. So you need to understand what is type 1 and type 2. Everybody knows that one, right? Anybody don't know about type 1 and type 2? Anybody don't know about it? Okay. Everybody knows it. So generally क्या है टाइप 1 आपको अगर अर्ली एजेस में डिटेक्ट होता है टाइप 2 it is when like for example but I'm talking a broad kind of thing. I'm not going to the minute. I'm going in the broad point of view. Okay. So type 1 जब भी early ages में when you have this trouble like for example as I told you these are the points like uh, last week what I told for the diabetics cancer scorpion and Sagi. I'm sorry, Cancer, Scorpion, and Pisces, all Jalatattva Rashis. When you have afflicted, chances are there. Second point, when Mars is in Cancer, Venus is in like Kanya, chances of getting bit high. Apart of this, if both are there, again you have like for example, Cancer is afflicted by Mars, or for example, for instance, Cancer is like occupied by Ketu or Rahu or any other malefic planet. And 15 degrees of Kanya to 15 degrees of Tula is afflicted, chances of getting is very high. Chance of getting is very high, especially type 1. Again, type 1 is a transit. As I told you, T1, T2, T3. Just now we discussed about T1, T2, T3. That is like Saturn should transit over your moon in the position of 12, 1 and 2, or at 4, or at 8 from moon. Plus, if these are all afflicted at the same time, for example, hypothetically, Lakshmi Garu just want to take your example. Hypothetically, if she got like a problem, she has a very deeply afflicted of Tula Rashi to Kanya Rashi, and this thing has afflicted, क्या बोलते हैं इसको, uh, Cancer is afflicted, or Sagi is afflicted, or Pisces is afflicted. Again, she got a T1, that is like Saturn transit. Again, Jupiter is transiting over Rahu. Rahu or transiting over Moon. So chances of getting is at an early stage. Chance of getting is very early stage. Apart of this, few other points we need to look into is like weak Jupiter. Weak Jupiter In some cases, moon in Meena Rashi, we have observed also moon in Meena Rashi. Jupiter retro, Jupiter in arc axis. Like arc axis means 4 from Rahu, 10 from Ketu, or else like vice versa. और केतु से राहु अगर फोर्थ पोजीशन पे है, sometimes even congested with Rahu Ketu. Even Jupiter Rahu conjunction also can come down. So the best part that time is why earlier this thing earlier type 1 was not being like recognized is they used to do on the Jalatattva more. For example, if you can look into many of the children of the earlier age, for example, now if you can look into many of the people of the earlier age, they used to they'll do the swimming. They always do the Jalatattva. They already do the Jalatattva remedies. One second. చెప్పండి. ఇవాళ లేక సార్ ఇవాళ మండే కాదు మేము ఒక 10 నిమిషాలు కాల్ చేస్తాం ఒకసారి మేము సెషన్ కాల్ చేస్తాం. So earlier they used to look into, they used to play games, they used to run, they used to play games. And nowadays most of the like problem it is like they are not going out, they are not using it. You need to activate this planet. Unless you activate a planet, especially Jalatattva. Like we'll be talking about like baths. How many baths are there? We'll be talking about baths. So the best option whenever you look into this kind of positions in the child, advise them to do the swimming. That is the best remedy for anybody. Yeah. Suriji.
So for type 1 diabetes, sir, medically, I'm sure you are aware, and many of the audience here is aware, the pancreas will stop producing insulin.
True.
Zero. Right. So all the type 1 diabetes guys will take external insulin
True.
right from childhood. Whereas type 2 is they slowly, start, and then, insulin will take 10 years, for some takes 20 years, like that. So my point is, when we're talking about remedy for type 1, we are talking about doing swimming, right? Whereas, it doesn't activate any of the pancreas, and it will not generate insulin from the body.
True.
You have to give external insulin only. Whereas for type 2, even if you do swimming, probably it will activate the beta pancreas and then will regulate or stimulate insulin production. So type 1 diabetes, is it the only remedy or any other remedies, or it is not possible? Type 1
See,
diabetes.
as I told you, that is like it is a remedy, sir. I never say that it is going to cure it. That is when you observe it, it is a one of the remedy. So to avoid that kind of situation, for example, there will be a timing of event, there will be attempt. See, even sometimes you can see the like I have seen 5 years age, they are starting taking insulins at the age of 5. Some I have taken 12. I have looked into 12 years. But that is a time. But when you look into from the childhood, especially to develop the pancreas, to develop this thing, there are n number of naturopathy remedies are there, which I will be talking next week. That's what I'm saying. So this is the only thing, like when you uh, when you observe this, so there is a chances of avoiding it, sir.
Yeah. I think what you're talking about is in terms of planning. That means you anticipate that there is this timing is likely to happen, and then you start this swimming sessions or whatever a year before or 2 years before or whatever, and make it a regular practice.
That's
And
it.
then you will overcome that particular period
Perfect.
at that point
Perfect.
of time.
Perfect.
Otherwise, once it has happened, then
No, we
I
can't.
don't know. Yeah. So that
There are
that
like,
part
see,
is
there are some kind of Ayurvedic says they have reversed it, but I don't know. I'm not a clear cut case, but some kind of Ayurvedic says they have reduced it. But I have seen a number of cases because once you start insulin, that is the body is been habituated for the insulin. The body should
yeah.
not get habituated.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
That is what. So especially there are like next week, what we'll be talking about is like the Rahu Ketu axis, like the remedies, especially when the Jupiter is conjuncted with Rahu, when you need to when you need to take care of it. Because Jupiter, when conjuncted with Rahu, there are highly chances of getting diabetic, especially type 2.
So that conjunction is we're not talking about PAC, right? It's just one.
Conjunction is a purely conjunction.
Okay.
It's purely a conjunction. So whenever it is there, like as I told you, it should be very caution at the time of like क्या बोलते हैं इसको. That's what everybody will advise to go to Shivalayam. If you can look into, everybody advised to go to Shivalayam. Like Bilopatra is one of the good remedy for the things. Diabetic Bilopatra water. Even like every day, you just add up a Bilopatra water in the pot overnight. Take in the morning out. Have this water. That's the best. That is the best. Hope everybody knows Bilopatra, right?
Yes, sir.
Jupiter retro also, especially in the Karkataka Rashi. Jupiter Karkataka Rashi exalted or debilited?
Say
Exalted.
exalted.
Exalted, sir. Exalted, sir.
As I told you, is the expansion planet. Karkataka Rashi Jupiter will have certain problems, definitely towards like diabetic, especially retro Jupiter will definitely have it.
That is because retro Jupiter is more expanding than normal Jupiter. Is that what it is?
Very, very, very much, very much. Kirti Malhotra ji. मल्होत्रा जी, आप म्यूट पे शायद.
No, sir, I'm telling when the Jupiter is exalted and retro in Cancer, it will give niche debilitated results. इसलिए ऐसा देगा क्या सर प्रॉब्लम?
ओवर रिजल्ट होता है ना. डेबिटेड रिजल्ट नहीं बोलूंगा, ओवर रिजल्ट होता है. एंड देयर इज अ थिंग ऑलवेज you can take it as a tip or something like. There is always a debilitated planet gives a good result than the exalted planets. Check this points. Mars debilitated अच्छा है, exalted अच्छा है, debilitated ही अच्छा है.
March
Jupiter exalted
debilitated
अच्छा
is in,
है.
sorry, sir.
Yes,
March
Sonia.
debilitated is in Cancer, right? Again.
Right.
Then, so he's getting diabetes, chances of getting diabetes are more.
That's what I'm saying. Chances of getting diabetics is very high, ma'am. But the timing, that's what I said. Whenever you are getting, for example, my Mars is in Cancer. I'm sure I'll be getting a diabetics. But I anticipated in the, like at the age of, like, I'm sorry, in 2025, I was anticipated. But after Corona, the Rahu Jupiter. So when in 2000, after Corona itself, I diagnosed because of the steroids. That is the external part.
Yes.
That is what you need to look into. So if I could have understood about what exactly the classic has said, then I could have taken up the point. I could have not used diabetes like steroids, or I could have done any other remedy for it. I could have saved.
So, what do you advise as a remedy for the people who have Mars in Cancer,
Other planets, as I told
who
you,
did not get it yet?
yet. So the best part is look into the Kumbha and Pisces, ma'am.
Okay.
If there you have a moon, you need to change. Best part is like walking.
If they have
It's,
Ketu or Rahu in that,
you have to. You have to. Ketu or Rahu, you have to.
what?
Walking, ma'am.
Okay, right.
If Rahu is been conjunct with the moon, or Ketu is conjunct with the moon in that particular signs, along with this walking, you need to have a meditation also.
Okay. Because both the children have debilitated Mars in Cancer.
Okay.
And
And check the
Rahu,
charts, ma'am. You need to
yeah.
check, as I told you,
I'm
when
just
you need
telling.
to.
Ketu is in one, this thing, Ketu is in Pisces. One child has Rahu in Pisces.
Rahu in Pisces. So definitely, I always advise him to go ahead with the swimming, and especially have a control on the food, especially Jupiter. What is the point? Like, I don't want to deviate because of the remedies. I'll be talking next week.
Okay,
So
right, sir.
next week I'll be talking only on the remedies part now. Because generally what happens is like moon is a foodie. So whenever you have any types of, they will have over food. Because of that, they'll getting a diabetic. So I've looked into that position also. Moon, you need to take care of the moon, ma'am. Always remember. Moon is food, moon is water, moon is changing, moon is jalva. Especially moon is pure water. Pure moon always occupied as a pure water. As we already learned about, like Cancer sign is a pure water sign. When moon has afflicted with something, if it is with the Jupiter, they will be having over food. I have looked into many of the people. Do anybody has a moon and a Jupiter conjunctions or Jupiter aspect? Anybody? Jupiter aspected TSC or conjunction? Tanuja. You have it or anybody else have it?
Yes, sir. No, sir, in my chart only.
Your chart only. Where is the Jupiter?
Jupiter is in Libra and Moon is in Aquarius.
Moon is Aquarius. So 1/7 axis. If you can look
Yes.
into, you are more of
Five
foodie.
nine. 5'9", sir.
Oh, sorry, 5/9. You are more into foodie. Like you want like ये मतलब ये भी खाना है मतलब जैसे बोलते हैं ना कि एक से काम नहीं चलता है थाली में कम से कम 3-4 रहना चाहिए. That is foodies. They don't control. So if other combinations are there, if anything isn't badly affected, so they are getting a chances of with the food, chances of getting. For example, I don't control my food because my Jupiter and Moon is 1/7 axis. I don't control my food. So I have to control it. So The first remedy, what is that? Control your food. How do you control? Take some kind of like these things. So we'll talk about other sessions, like what kind of food. Like every Rasi, every planet got some foods. Every planet has got some food. So with that food only we'll treat it. Like on an average, you need to have it on 15 days or 20 or 1 month, or at least a year we'll be having some food. We have to have some foods. So automatically it will taken care. Not now. For example, from the childhood. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, Nidhi.
Sir, if 12th house is also is afflicted, then can we also conclude that there will be problem in feeds? Okay, sir.
See, generally in the BPHS point, we always look into 6, 8, 12. Always remember 6, 8, 12. Because I'm not talking about BPHS, I'm not at all getting into the BPHS. Today we are the point is a Nadi. I just want, like, if I talk at BPHS, it is a very different again. Kiran,
Sir, Moon, Jupiter we were talking about. So mine is also 1/7 axis.
1/7 axis. Just look into your food habits.
सर दिखता है look into क्या है obesity तो है ही definitely.
And if you look into in BPHS, I don't want to talk it, but when 12th house मैंने point लिया था तो बताना पड़ता है. Jupiter when connected to the 12th house also. Jupiter when connected to the 12th house or in the 12th house, वो लोग भी ज्यादा expand, मतलब always remember it's an expansion. Positive भी है, negative भी है. Always, every point there is a positive, there is a point as like क्या बोलते हैं इसको, मैंने पॉजिटिव पॉइंट बताया था कि मतलब डेबिलिटेड प्लैनेट इज गुड, मार्स डेबिलिटी इज गुड और बैड. मैंने बोला इट्स अ गुड समटाइम्स बट इट्स अ बैड, एज पेरिलक्ष्मी अभी बोल रहे थे. उसी पहले बताया गया था कि मतलब मार्स डेबिलिटेड होने से क्या देयर इज अ चांस ऑफ अटैकिंग ऑफ डायबिटिक. बट मार्स डेबिलिटी इज गुड बिकॉज दे डोंट गेट इनटू हाइपर, वो लड़ाई नहीं जाते हैं. Jupiter retro, as I told you, Jupiter retro, where take care of it. 6 8 12 में भाई ऐसे मैंने बोला ना कि मतलब 6 8 12, when you're talking about 6 8 12, Saturn and Rahu connected to 8th house. That is like BPHS point. I don't know to get it, but still there's a BPHS point. 6 8 12 में. No, I'll stop. BPHS बंद. Okay. Venkateshmi garu.
Sir, Jupiter retro in any Rasi?
Yeah.
So, my son has in 7th power Jupiter and Moon, Jupiter retro and Moon.
So more of
Gemini, in Gemini.
So Gemini. So chances of getting, like, you need to look into. Just see, Moon is in Gemini, right?
Yeah.
Now look into, first of all, what I said, Saturn should transit over on the Moon, first point. In 12, 1 and 2. So Saturn should come on to the Taurus, first point.
Yeah.
That time, where the Rahu will be, you need to check that time.
Okay.
That period, you should be very cautious. Like if you're having overfood, ask them to do gym, ask them to do exercises, ask them to do some kind of these things. You have to.
Okay.
That is a remedy. You can't ask them to stop food. So, for example, if somebody now, even though I'm like a diabetic, or I can say my these things are diabetic is a norm which I have given. I don't want to get into that one, but they have said like 90 to 120 or 110, whatever it is. But we are eating a rice, we are eating carbs. Don't reduce the carbs, increase the fiber. That's it. If you start increasing the fiber, automatically it will be reduced. Imagine myself and my sister just ate in like Kaju Katli 1 kilo, just looking at the movie and ऐसे ढूंढ रहे थे, एक किलो पूरा खा लिया हम लोग. घर पे पड़ा रहता था काजू कतली. तो मिठाई खाकर, एंड इज बिग मिथ, ज्यादा शुगर खाने से शुगर आता है, नहीं. Fiber food is the best part. That is what the children has been given every day, fiber food. They used to give a fiber food every day. Sprouts. Any kind of fiber food. Any kind of fiber food. Salads. I've seen North Indian mein, without salad there won't be any meal. I've seen North Indian mein especially, without salad there won't be any meal. If we can look into Western foods, without salads there won't be any meals. Like जो कच्चा जो बन खाते हैं उसमें भी कच्चा रहता है उसमें. Salads, try to give salads, fruits, best part. मेरे डॉक्टर तो वो मतलब डॉक्टर दोस्ती हैं अलग है, वो ये बोलते हैं कि मतलब यार आम खा, mango, eat mango. I really, whenever in the summer, I never diagnosed. I was very healthy and I was happy. जैसे समर जाता है, I started. In Sri Lanka, I was very healthy. Why? Because continuous walking, every day 2 mangoes. The only country which I get 365 days, the natural ripe mangoes is Sri Lanka. 365 days natural ripe. Even though desi, not this thing, desi mangoes. Aram se. So I've made some friends also. For whenever I go showroom, sir, take a mango, sir. Up to you love the mangoes, you take one. आम देते थे मुझे, क्योंकि it is a completely surrounded by, so sometimes like on the क्या बोलते हैं इसको, उत्तरायण one way and दक्षिणायन one. So type 1 we'll be talking about, these are the only combinations nowadays, like especially as I told you, like Jupiter Rahu, Moon in Meena, Jupiter retro, Jupiter RK axis, especially the 15 degrees of Kanya to 15 degrees of Scorpion.
Sir, Libra, na?
Ah, that's what, Libra. I'm sorry, Kanya and Libra. I'm getting confused here. I don't know. Yeah, time to eat for food. आज फास्टिंग है, पेरी लक्ष्मी जी याद दिला दिया. थोड़ा सा भूल जा रहा हूँ, एक एक जंप हो रहा हूँ ना, थोड़ा जल्दी खाने से क्या है, जंप नहीं होता.
Sir, you have Jupiter Moon combination also in addition.
इसीलिए मैं जब भी मेरा फास्टिंग चलता है ना, तो कोई बोलते हैं कि मतलब फास्टिंग में लाइट खाना चाहिए. नहीं, फास्टिंग में आई ऑलवेज हैव टुडे, लाइक आई एक्सप्लेन माय मील, लाइक राइस विथ, लाइक वी ऑलवेज हैव अ ब्रिंजल एंड कोरिएंडर लीफ का जो एक सब्जी बनता है नॉर्थ इंडियन में, दैट इज वन ऑफ द, वी से दैट इज द राजा ऑफ द दिस थिंग्स. Along with I'll have one kind of another chutney. Definitely there will be some kind of sambar or pulsu. One dahi vada is my favorite always. Okay. There will be some kind of sweets. So this is a full meal. तो ये भर कर खाऊंगा मैं. 9 बजे के बाद मैं फोन ऑफ कर लूंगा.
Blessed, sir.
Sorry?
I said you are blessed to eat. We are scared to eat.
No, sir. I am like a foodie, man, sir. I am a foodie. First of all, I am foodie. नॉर्थ जाता हूँ, I don't क्या साउथ इंडियन मील क्या बोल दो दाल मखनी आने दे यही बोलता हूँ मैं. Right. So any other questions? So next week we'll be talking about only on the remedies part of the diabetics. What exactly? I'll be talking about a bit more because it's been a very worried. And don't worry, we are coming up with like all the diabetics, all the these things in master's classes already there. It is like I'll be covering each and every part, how to cure, and you need to experiment that also. I'll say never say that to stop the medicines, but doctor will stop. We are only advising a food. Like recently, I was like looking into there is an algorithm with a face reading. They have developed from the Vedas. By the face reading, they've all looked at stress level, BP, everything. They're analyzing it, and they're putting a chip. And they are not giving the medicine. They are saying that from which medicine you use the diabetic is going to high. So avoid that food. If I'm, for example, if I'm telling the class my sugar is levels are going high, so it will show me in the map, in the app, saying that like my sugar is going high while in the class. My sugar is going while I'm eating rice or I'm eating roti. So it will, I can reduce it slowly. Whatever it is not spiking my things, I can have that food very well. So I always say, I don't want to compromise on the food. Two things I never compromise it. My personal. Why we are living, why we are earning for the food. Never compromise it. Have it whatever it is. Take the remedy. Second, the second point is like the bed. My bed should be perfectly good because I want to sleep. अगर ये नींद और खाने में कॉम्प्रोमाइज कर रहा था कमाओ मत यार. That is my words I always say. ये दोनों चीज में कॉम्प्रोमाइज मत करो. उसके लिए कुछ भी करो. वो खाने के लिए आपको दौड़ना है तो दौड़ो, खाओ, खाकर दौड़ो. सोने के लिए कुछ करना है तो कहो, अच्छा सा सो. ये दोनों चीज मैं ही करो तो मतलब आई ऑलवेज से नो, छोड़ दो उसको. या किरण?
Sir, all Jupiter moon connected will all agree with you for this.
जुपिटर मून कनेक्शन.
खाना नहीं छोड़ना है सर.
खाना नहीं छोड़ूंगा मैं यार कभी भी.
पानी पूरी नहीं छोड़ना है, खाना नहीं छोड़ना है.
वाले आज भी मैं बाहर जाता हूँ विदाउट पानी पूरी आई विल नॉट कम, चाहे कुछ भी हो जाए. क्योंकि प्रॉब्लम क्या बचपन से शाम को.
Sir,
बचपन
I have
से.
a question. Sorry.
बोलिए.
Is there a way in my chart right now? Can I get a Jupiter Moon combination, sir?
In life, I don't know, sir. We'll talk about it.
See, I'm so unhappy. I have no Jupiter Moon combination, and you are saying this is what we are going to do. Then what am I doing, sir? I need to pull my moon into Jupiter somewhere. How do I do that? I need to do that, sir.
Sir, you are activating your Mercury, sir. काफी है सर. अभी ज्यादा एक्टिवेट मत कीजिए सर.
Activate Jupiter, sir, now.
एक्टिवेट जुपिटर नो मैम. हम लोग बर्दाश्त नहीं कर पाएंगे मैम. Saturn with Jupiter, it is very tough to bear it.
Okay, sir. Right.
Already exalted Jupiter, sir. What else?
किरण.
सर सूरी जी के लिए थोड़ा एडवाइस था. संडे नाल रहोगे तो ऐश करोगे, फूडीज के साथ रहोगे तो आपका ऑटोमेटिकली हो जाएगा. डोंट वरी.
Like
So,
even
no,
I'll
no.
talk
So
about
I won't
like
touch this point, sir. I won't touch this point. So you said we'll do a Vanabhojanam this Kartik Masam and a association with your foodie type. That's not happening. Please tell me, sir, when you want to do.
right. The problem here is North people will kill me, sir. आप लोग जा रहे हो, हम लोग को miss हो रहे हैं कर. Like anyways, I'll plan it out, sir, because I'm in Visakhapatnam.
So, by the way, did you have coffee or no? No coffee?
I had in a beach, on the beach front, I had a coffee, sir.
No, with our friend. No, you said you will go have coffee and then you talk.
No, that is like I have not gone to that place. So I have not gone to that place.
Somasekar.
No,
Srikar.
Srikar's brother. Srikar's brother.
That is
Something
virgin.
virgin.
దుబాయ్ లో ఉన్నాడండి. మీరు మరి
Oh, okay.
Speaker, I'll have it tomorrow. Probably I'll be having it after Nadi class. I'll have these things. Yeah. Check my status. I'll be sending in the group also. Check my status. The photograph of the like asteroid burst of my this thing area. Okay. Chalo. So for this, like today, I'll take a leave. I need to have some food. I'm leaving a bit early. So we'll catch up in the next session. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you, sir.